Like this saying we always say, that farming does not make people rich. Please, it's a fact. It's not a myth. You know, I used to be in lack, okay? And looking back, I know I've come a long way, okay? But majorly, agriculture is the tool, it's the industry, it's the vocation that helped me to escape poverty. I used agriculture to escape poverty. I know so many people who have used agriculture to escape poverty. I still know a lot of people who have remained poor because of agriculture. And the fact, farming does not make people rich. A lot of people trying to become farmers. I've seen people who want to start their own business and they think farming is the industry to come into. Farming does not make people rich. One of the reasons for that is, if you look at the number of poor farmers, you will be surprised. You'll be surprised. So many farmers are still poor. I can tell you that. Now, if farming can actually make people rich, why do we have so many poor farmers? Many of them are third generation farmers. Their grandfather started farming. Some are even more than third generation. It's farming they've known all their lives, okay? Farming. Look at the generation of farmers, my parents, and the generation of farmers who had come behind, who thought farming could change their lives. Yet nothing has happened. So I told myself I would take a different toll. I would take a different road, you know, and the story is different today. So I also want to confirm to you that farming does not make people rich. What makes people rich is agribusiness. Let me just say that. What makes people rich is agribusiness. That is, adding business to farming. Doing the business of farming is what makes people rich. For example, business itself does not make people. Do you know so many business people? I know so many business people. Some own kiosks. Some all the business they have, they can put it on their head. Some own shops, but they are still poor. Then we are focusing on farming. And clearly, I think I have said this, that it is not farming that makes rich. Let's talk a little about poverty. In fact, in every part of the world, there's something about poverty that many don't understand. The thing is, poverty in most families is systemic. In fact, poverty itself is systemic. There is a system that keeps people poor. There is a system that makes people poor, and there's also a system that keeps people poor. In most families, the poverty that is experienced, either inherited, passed down, or experienced, is mostly systemic. Now, what do I mean by systemic? A lot of us approach situation. A lot of us looks at situation at the symptoms level. There is a root cause of the poverty. But most people tend to attack the symptom. So you have headache. You are using paracetamol. Or you are using Panadol. Panadol, paracetamol will take care of the headache, will take care of the symptoms of the headache. But it won't solve the problem causing the headache. Probably your blood pressure is very high. Have you seen somebody you hear that is slept and he didn't wake? And where a friend was telling me some time ago that God saved him. Somebody pushed him to go to the clinic, and then he checked. He saw his BP had gotten to 200. Is it 200, 120 or 290 or something? You can imagine. And if you are not very sensitive, you will know. So you take paracetamol to solve high blood pressure, disease or sickness. It's only a temporary fix. Fears, the underlying cause will come back. And that is why you see so many measures being taken by individuals, by families, by countries, by a group to tackle poverty. But poverty has remained endemic. The United Nations has 17 goals called the 17 Sustainable Goals. The number one on the goal is poverty. Poverty. And I believe poverty is the root cause of so many problems. Poverty is the root cause of so many problems. But there is a root cause for poverty. Okay? So if you don't know what causes poverty in a family, what causes poverty in a person, there is no way out to solve it. So we'll be discussing how you can end poverty within one generation. It is said that a generation is 10 years, right? So there are things you can do within 5 to 10 years that can terminate poverty forever in your generation. Somebody said, if you were born poor, it's not your fault. But if you remain poor, okay? It's your fault. So if you are suffering from a systemic poverty problem, yes, it's possible. You were born into it. But now that you are an adult, now that you have grown up, if you remain poor, then it's your problem. So what I'll be sharing with you this afternoon or evening, wherever you are, or wherever you're joining me from, it's something I've practiced, and I know you can practice it, and it will terminate poverty in your life within a generation. When I say generation, within a decade. It's something that can work. It depends on how you tackle it. 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years at the most. If you follow this system, because I will share with you how to solve the root cause of poverty. The root cause of poverty. So you will not just be cutting. Let me do something about root causes and their symptoms. We have what is called direct impact approach to problems. When you have a problem, there are different approaches that you can take. There are different ways you can face to tackle the problem. So most people use what is called direct approach to solve a problem. For example, somebody is poor, and they say, oh, come and be collecting 10,000 every month. Come and be collecting 50,000 every month. Now that will end your poverty. Now that's a direct impact solution. It is not a solution that can end the poverty. Never. That is why handout does not solve the root cause of problems. One of the worst things that can happen to you is you have a problem and you go for handout, a direct impact, a direct approach, which is what is being done, especially when people, government, institutions are trying to create, a quick fix. So quick fixes is like using paracetamol for headache that is caused by high blood pressure. It will solve it temporarily, but it won't end it. In poor countries, there's something called hope industry. Hope industry is one of the most thriving industries in poor countries. What is a hope industry? Betting is a hope industry. It's a hope industry. Somebody believes he can spend 10 naira to make 100,000. Okay? He can spend 1,000 to make 100,000. He can spend 10 naira to make 10,000. And they get engaged with betting. I remember a prodigy. He once owned a betting shop. And I was like, this is what you are now doing. He said, you don't know. It wrecked him. Betting has not brought anybody out of poverty. It will give you a lifestyle. I was in the US last year for a program, and I sat with a guy, and we were told to give a 3-minute speech about something. And this guy gave a speech about the deception of his life. And he said, I lost $4 million. It was shocking. He said he made the money from betting, and he lost all. That his mind came back after everything had gone. Because he felt if he could make 4 million, he could actually make 40 million. And he lost all. Now, he didn't just lose all, he lost his home, he lost so many things. Before, he was counseled, he was advised, and he got himself back. You get what I'm trying to say? Yes, gambling, it's a major up industry. Let me shock you. Religion is also a up industry. I'm being frank with you. Religion is a up industry. People want quick fixes. They want you to declare that out of everybody, they are the one that will get the job. Out of everybody, they are the one that will get the opportunity. Out of everybody, it is them that it will happen for. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. So what is the root cause of poverty? The root cause of poverty is lack of money. Anywhere you see poverty, the money will be lacking in that place. And that is why the Bible also says that money answereth all things. Money answereth all things. But there is something to it. There is something to it. If you don't understand the depth of that statement, you will just think, give me money. Let me give you an example. I want you to do an exercise. If you are giving 10 million, don't write it here. You may not give me feedback. But if you are giving 10 million, tell me what you can do with it. That will terminate poverty forever. You will be shocked. Go and sit down, put it on paper. You will be shocked. That's what I said about money. Money answers all things. So, to end poverty, you need to solve certain things. And those things need money. For example, education. Money can give you education. But education in itself is not... Okay, maybe I shouldn't even use the word education, because we have bastardized the word education in Africa. So many people are certificated illiterate. They are not educated. Because education helps you to solve problems. But there are many certificated individuals who can solve problems. When my own parents were growing up, and you all know, the baby boomers, most of the existing problem then, they were able to solve it. They went to school to work in the university. They went to school to work in government and what have you. But after that generation, this generation is lacking so many things to be done. Because even though they are going to school, for example, we are still doing banking and finance in universities. Yet what you are being taught in that course cannot be used to work in any bank. You get certificate, but you don't become educated. They still have to retrain you. So you have a lot of certificated illiterate. I know graduate of agronomy, of horticulture, forestry, name it, graduate of physics, who have only, be doing the alternative to practical, automobile engineers, automobile engineering graduate, metallurgy graduate, who don't know how to use metal, who don't know how to use material, a graduate. So most time we have certificated illiterate. And illiteracy cannot take you anywhere, even if you have a certificate to it. So education is one way, to tackle to make money. So if you are truly educated, that is, you have something, you have a skill, you have a know-how to solve an existing problem. You have a know-how to solve an existing problem. Then you can make money. which is the first step. That money will now be used to solve your other problems. There are so many problems in Africa. Every problem that you see has a solution. And education is meant to fix that solution. So, why has farming not created wealthy people? Why have people, different generation, third generation, second generation, fourth generation, why have they been practicing farming and they have remained poor? Why? Because they don't understand how to make money from farming. Once again, I want to say, farming does not make people rich. It is agribusiness that makes people rich. Now, how do you use farming to make money? And I mean the kind of money that can help you to end poverty in one generation within 10 years. You must understand how money must be made, or how money will be made through farming. What is money? Money is only an exchange of value. But listen to this. Money is in people, and money is in places. Let me repeat that. Money is in people, and money is in places. I do make this statement several times, that all the money you need in your life is in somebody's hand. Let me repeat it. All the money you need in your life is in somebody's hand. You must learn how to collect it. Musa Abdul Kabir, he said, as we are in cashew nut season, I will just take it, enter commodity trade. So Musa Abdul Kabir may have cashew, several bags of cashew, okay? For him to make money from the cashew, he must know someone who has money that he can give cashew to and collect money. So money is in people. All the money you need is in people's hand. And money is in places. So if you don't learn how to collect it, you will forever remain poor. Why do you think for government to make more money, they keep looking for how to expand tax bracket? Who is not being taxed? In developed world, taxes are major ways of income for government. Taxes. They find a way to tax, to collect money from different people. Because that is the only way you can be rich. You can make money. So how can farming make you rich? Number one, small holding farming does not have a future. Don't be deceived. One of the biggest deception I have seen in this era is telling us that you are helping smallholder farmer. I'm sorry, there is no hope for a smallholder farmer. Small holding farming will leave you poor. If you add small holding farming to your next generation will remain poor. Look at poor farmers. They will be cultivating the same land their father cultivated and gave to them. So, money is in market share. Every money you will ever need to come out of poverty, that you will ever need to use to buy and do the things that will keep you out of poverty, is in people's hand, is in certain places. You must collect your own. At every point in time, there is a certain amount of wealth that is circulating. You must grab your own from it. They don't build business around wealth that is not currently circulating. No. That is why in innovation, it is said you don't innovate for the future. You innovate for the present. You solve a problem that exists. When you are very rich, you can be thinking of a problem that does not exist yet, like Elon Musk, how to get people to Mars. But Elon Musk did not become rich getting people to Mars. He has made the money. He's thinking of how to spend the money. So, to make money that will help you to end poverty, you must collect it. What do I mean? You need a big market share. You need a big market share. I will mention 3 agro-enterprises that can help you to get the kind of market share that can help you end or make you end poverty in your life. Okay? 3 agro-enterprises that you can be engaged in and you can end poverty in your life. I will mention 3. So now, number 1, I'll be talking about controlled environment agriculture. Controlled environment agriculture. When I say controlled environment agriculture, let me quickly explain what I mean by that. Remember I said it is the market share that you control that will determine the amount of money that will come to you. Somebody that has just 1 acre of land, what can 1 acre of land do for you? What can you grow on 1 acre of land that can make you rich and solve your generational poverty? 1 acre of land cannot take you anywhere. What can 5 acres of land do for you? What can you grow on 5 acres of land? What can you grow on 10 acres of land that can help you end poverty forever? Nothing, sir. Nothing. But with technology, controlling the environment, with controlled environment, you can do certain things. You can maximize the impact of that small land. There is something you can do to your 1 acre that can give you the result of 50 acres. Are you not following me? There is something you can do to that small land, to that small thing, that can give you the result of somebody that has several, 10, 20 times that. And that is when you control the environment. For example, if you are a tomato farmer in Nigeria, most people growing tomato only grow tomato once a year. There is a tomato season. They grow it. Everybody goes to farm to grow tomato. The tomato is ready. It gets to the market at the same time. There is glut. It is sold. Okay? And then they are done. But if you control the environment, you can grow tomato 3 times a year. That means you can extend the season. Now, the 2 extra seasons that you can grow for, the other cannot grow, you make money. You are still taking the market share. So in the market share that exists, other engages in one season. You can engage in multiple seasons. In multiple seasons. That is number 1. Number 2, using, let me paint a picture. Our forefathers, big farmers have certain signature. They have plenty wives and children. Do you know why? To help them work on their farm. Because they know that scaling is the only way to wealth. Be doing something small and expect to make money. If you own a school, 20 students, 20 pupils can never make you rich. If your school is not, because you must collect several school fees. So 5 people working on a farmland cannot go anywhere. So you see, a very rich farmer has 10 wives, 50 children. He has more people to work on his farm. One of the big farmers in the Bible was Abraham. Abraham had so many servants, people who could work on his farm, that when there was a problem, it took them to fight. And he overcame a whole army. Just imagine the sophistication and the size of the people he must have working for him. Slave trade is strictly because farmers needed people to work on their plantation, to work on their farms. They needed to scale. So wealth, the kind of money that can end poverty, can only come from scaled farming enterprise. A large-scale farming enterprise. So if you are not opportuned to own a large-scale farm, if you were not given a big farm, what can you do? And that is why I introduced control environment. I started as a farmer. I got a small farm. But consistently, I was improving my output. I was improving my yield using controlled environment technologies to scale, to increase what comes to me. And from one level to the other. On the same size of farm that somebody will have an output of, let me say, 10. I found a technology that gave me an output of 500. Just imagine 10 to 500 on the same size of farm in my industry when I started those days. I kept applying controlled environment strategies to scale up, to scale up, to scale up before other things I want to mention. So controlled environment. Types of farming you can do with controlled environment is you can be a vegetable farmer. And one controlled environment I want to mention is greenhouse, using hydroponics. If you don't have a greenhouse, you can extend the season. How can you extend the season? Introduce irrigation. Because plant needs water, not rainfall. Water. So how can you extend irrigation? Farmers are already following the climate in Nigeria now. Farmers are following the weather. Oh, rain will fall on so day. In April, there will be 15 days of no rain, so don't plant yet. Blah, blah, blah. It's a waste of time. Following, it's good to follow it. I'm not saying you should not follow it. But let me tell you, if you want to end poverty in one generation, following that will not help you. Because you cannot depend on rainfall farming and you think you will end poverty. No. You must grow all year round. You must extend the season. Especially if you are in the tropics. You have the climate, you have the weather that can help you extend the season. If you grow a crop that has 3 to 4 month cycle, you must do it 3 to 4 times a year. Not once. You must extend the season. If you want to escape poverty. 2, agro-enterprise. It's livestock farming. Livestock farming. Let me talk to people. Okay, you are in Ogun State. You are in Lagos State. You are in Oyo State. Wherever you live. Have you sat down to look around you? Like I said, money is a market share. Every day in Lagos, about 14,000 heads of cow is slaughtered. Every single day. Last week, the governor of Ogun State said at Kara Market, he brought a team from France who are specialists in abattoir or something. You know, at Kara Market alone, Kara Market is that market on that long bridge, if you are entering Lagos. Said 10,000 heads of cow are slaughtered there to feed Lagos and the part of Ogun. But basically, around Lagos, almost 14,000 heads of cow are slaughtered. Now, calculate that. 14,000 heads of cow at probably 400k per cow. 10,000 head at 400k is 4 billion a day. That's 120 billion a month. Where is that money going to? What percentage of that money do you have? What percentage of that money do you control? What percentage of the fish that is consumed in Ogun, Lagos, do you control? What percentage of tomato? What percentage of pepper do you consume? Just think about it. What percentage? So, money is a market share. You must think market share. What share of this market can I access? Livestock farming. When I say livestock farming, I talk about chicken, I talk about cow, I talk about goat, I talk about sheep, rabbits, meat that is consumed on a daily basis. Settle down with one. Settle down with one. I'm going somewhere. If you are a livestock farmer, you can escape poverty in one generation with livestock farming. You can escape poverty. I will go to the next what do I call it, strategy that you need to use. You can escape poverty in one generation. Now, what is the third agribusiness or agribusiness that can help you escape poverty in one generation? The third one I want to talk about is orchard or cash crop farming. Cash crop farming is very delicate if you don't understand it. In fact, as a matter of fact, you need to have existing income if you are going to join and escape poverty in one generation with this third venture, because it takes a minimum of 4 years to start to earn from cash crop, whatever cash crop you choose. It takes at least 4 years. You see, I know there are hybrids that are ready in 2 years. There are hybrids that are ready in 3 years. I know. But let me advise you, it takes a minimum of 4 years to start earning good income from cash crop. And then you can now have the plan I'll be talking next, put it in place for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years, 10 years. Orchard is a good thing, or is a good industry where you can make the kind of money that can help you escape poverty. Now, what are the kind of crops you can grow in your orchard? Somebody just spoke here that he has cashew. Cashew is good, but there are also crops that can bring faster money. Where does the oranges, citrus, generally smooth lemon, that is sold around you, where do they come from? Sweet orange, where do they come from? Tangerine, mango, where do they come from? Avocados, pomegranate. Just look around. There is this crop, though that one takes a long time. Don't let me even go into that. Look at grapes. Look at pears. Time factor is key in agriculture. Don't let anybody deceive you that you can make instant money in agriculture. No, there is time factor. And that is why you need to plan it. So these three industries, these three agro ventures, if you are operating in any of them, you can make the kind of money that can help you to end poverty in your life and your generation. When I say your life and generation, that is you and your own children. It is said that the generation is 10 years. Okay? No small holding. Small holding can never make people rich. If you are a small holder farmer, you are a poultry farmer, you have 2,000 birds. I'm sorry, 2,000 birds cannot make you rich. I'm being frank with you. You are a fish farmer, you grow 2,000 fish. 2,000 fish will not make you rich. Will not give you the kind of money that can help you end poverty in your generation. You are a vegetable farmer, you are a greenhouse farmer, you have one greenhouse, you have 2 greenhouses. 2 greenhouses will not help you end poverty in your generation. I'm being frank with you. But what do you need to do to small holding? And within 5 to 10 years, you can end poverty. The first thing is, you must plan your scale. You must plan your scale. How can I multiply the number of greenhouses I have if you're a greenhouse farmer? You are doing control environment now. How can I move from 2 to 4? How can I move from 1 to 2? How can I move from 4 to 10? From 4 to 10. So the next thing you need to learn is, how do I scale? This is where people miss it. Scaling. Scaling in agribusiness is a skill that must be learned. And the secret to scaling as a smallholder is collaboration. Let me bring that back. As a smallholder farmer, you must learn how to collaborate. As a smallholder farmer, listen. If you think you can't work with others, you can never escape poverty. Let me repeat it. You are a smallholder farmer, and you don't want to work with others. You can't escape poverty. For farming to give you the kind of wealth that can help you escape poverty in your own generation, you must scale. And to scale, you must collaborate. Do I say you must partner? You must learn to work in group, work with others. Work with others. You must collaborate. Because, you see, you need a stable market that can grow. For you to enjoy growth, you must first be stabilized. Stability is the first thing before you think growth. Which customer will depend on you? If all they can get from you this week, they have to wait for another 3 months or 4 months before you can supply. The kind of market that can help transform your life will never stay. Yet, the market wants to every week, twice a week, we can go to that location. We can go to that place to get certain things done. But when you collaborate with others, collaboration helps scaling fast. Collaboration will help you to scale fast. What do I mean? If you are alone, you pay for everything alone. You pay for the land, water, security, transportation, staff, everything alone. But when you are with others, when you collaborate, you share it. So you can have a good plan and say, oh, let me give you an example. On 1 acre of land, you can conveniently put 7 greenhouses of 200 to 240 square meters. And all the money you have is money for 2 or money for 1. And you have 1 acre. If you are producing inside 1, before you can buy 2, it will be your third year. But why not talk to your friend? Why not talk to someone around? See, me, I have the land in a good place. Let us put money together. I have money for 1 unit. You have money for 2 or 1. Let us put 2 or 3 on my land. If you put 3 on the land, the second year you can double it. You will make it, because you will have saved money on security, on water, on electricity, on every other thing, and concentrate on what will give you money. A fish farmer growing 2,000 fish and believe you will escape poverty in 10 years. It will never happen. Can scale the farm by collaborating with others, by working with others. 5 of you can take care of a particular location. It will be easier to dig borehole. It will be easier to protect the environment. You want to buy feed, you can pay for transport together and move in en masse. Every little amount that you are supposed to use by yourself for something else, you can put it together and use it to scale. Because without scaling, there is no future. There is no future for smallness. Every small thing that grew has a process. 1 acre orchard cannot bring anything. So instead of owning it alone, 10 of you can own 1 acre. 50 of you can own 2 acres. And you can imagine the scale, the sheer scale of what can come out of that place. So with that, you can command a good market. A major thing my people in Africa have not learned is working together to scale agro-venture. Fortunately, there is no future if you are not working at that level. If you are not working at that level. It's just that simple. Because it is all about market share. Market share. Market share. What share of this market do we control? Do you know why the developed world will never help developing world in certain things? Because if they help you, you are still coming to share the market they have been dominating. It's as simple as that. There's a market they are currently dominating. If they help you, you will also share from the market. That's why they won't. That's why they won't share certain things with you. That's why they want you to remain small. So that you cannot use, see, it's like this. It's easy to break 1 broom. But it's easy to break 1 strand of broom, right? But broomstick. But it's difficult to break a bunch of broom. You cannot. It's very difficult. So instead of trying to protect 1 broomstick, why not gather broomsticks and become a bunch of broom? It's easier that way. So in 1 generation, generation is 10. You can gather momentum by working with others, using technology, using collaboration, and let time perspective work for you. Everyone in that group will escape poverty. Everyone in the group will escape poverty if you work together. There is no quick fix to ending poverty because it is systemic. There is a system that created the poverty. So direct impact will not help it. It won't help it. Somebody is poor, you are giving him money. No. We must tackle the root cause. So, and that is what we work. So root cause, for example, a root cause of poverty among farmers is small holding. Remaining small. Small holding farming can never change the status of anyone. Just note that. So if your dream is to own 1 plot, is to own 1 acre, in whatever field you are, your dream is not big enough. But you can start from there and get to where you are going. So everything that is surrounded or that is put in place to help smallholder farmer to be comfortable in their smallness will never bring them out of poverty. Smallholding farming is not a key to wealth. It's one of the root causes of poverty among farmers, especially in Africa. People don't understand that working together with others is a whole lot. It's not a necessity, it's a compulsion if success will be realized. It's a compulsion if success will be realized. One of the biggest lies I saw or I have discovered that they have fed to African farmers is to tell you, oh, smallholder farmers feed the world. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, they do. But the smallholder farmers have remained poor. They have remained smallholder. 3rd generation, they are still small and poor. It's a big root cause of poverty. So somehow they help you to tackle the symptom. Give smallholder farmer seeds, input. You know, we have ministers of agriculture. We have people come around. Let's give fertilizer. Let's give seed. Let's give input. I'm not saying those are direct impact approach. What they do is they help solve immediate challenge, immediate problem. But you need a systemic solution to come out of poverty. So I've shared 3 with you today. One of the way to scale, one of the way to grow is to use technology. Technology helps you to extend season. So instead of limiting yourself to 1 season in 1 year, you can use technology, you know, to achieve 2-3 seasons. So you extend the season. Collaboration, working with others, help in scaling. As you are extending the season, you are also scaling. So the 3rd thing is time perspective. You cannot come out of poverty in 1 year. You no, sir. Because you can't establish a successful business within that short period of time. It must grow. You repeat it continuously. That you build it into a system. And we take it from there.